Street. And of course, we went there all the time. And they had a 2-room apartment. And they had this opening, just like now. And I always thought it was so keen, you know?
What kind of lady was your grandma?
She was a very sweet lady. I never heard her raise her voice. She was a real doll.
This is your papa's
mother.
What about Papa's
His father. He was a nice grandpa.
And what did he do?
He was retired, didn't do anything.
Just hung around.
In the old country, he made shoes. In this country, I don't know, he worked, I guess. I don't know what he did. But then all the children chipped in and took care of him financially. Mostly Uncle Ben, because he was the best
Earner.
yeah.
Are you taking pictures of her? You want me in it?
Yeah, in a minute, and then we'll switch the
Talking
camera.
about my relatives. Talking about my relatives.
Oh, pictures.
And all the aunts and uncles and cousins would always meet in Grandma and Grandpa's house. And then my aunts moved my grandparents to Borough Park to be near the family.
Where in Borough Park?
They lived near 13th Avenue and 41st Street. Whenever I pass that house, I think of
An apartment house?
it was 6-family house.
Is that the one with the courtyard?
No, not a courtyard, just a 6-family house. And I was 11 years old when Grandma passed away. And Grandpa, at the age of 80, married again.
Really?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, she was a very nice woman. The family liked her. Very sweet lady.
Well, how old was your grandma when she died?
She was close to 90, I guess.
Oh, I see.
She went to a neighbor and had a cup of tea, was visiting, and she came back and she sat down on the bottom step. She couldn't make it up the flight, and that's how she passed away. That's how they found her. Then I remember I was 11 years old and I was in the kitchen. My father was helping my mother with the dishes, and my cousin comes running. And she says to Papa, your mother's very sick, you better come. She didn't tell him right away. So I took the towel to help Mama, and Papa rushed to 13th Avenue to his mother. We finished the dishes, and we went to 13th Avenue to Grandma. We found she was gone. It was very sad. You know, no matter how old a person is, when they belong to you, it hurts.
Well, all her children were in Brooklyn then?
Yeah,
All your cousins?
we all lived in Brooklyn. Yeah, we were in Borough Park then. And Grandpa lived on.
So he married a much younger woman then? She was only 80?
No, he married an old woman.
But she was only 80.
Yeah. Maybe Grandma wasn't that old. Of course, Grandpa was almost 90 when he died. They said he was 90. I don't know what the age difference. Do you know that they were each a second marriage
To begin with?
in Europe?
Uh-huh.
My grandfather, when my Tante Fredel was born, her mother died. And so my grandfather married my grandmother.
That was in Europe?
In Europe. And Grandma divorced her husband. I understand he was no good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Does this all take place in Samach Valovitz?
in Europe, and yeah.
Samach Valovitz is still on the map.
Then
In fact, I have a copy for
they
you.
came to America. Each one brought the other one, brought the whole family over.
Didn't look when he crossed the street.
Yeah, that's what killed him.
He'd be alive today otherwise.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because he had gone for a checkup that week. The doctor said he's going to live forever. He crosses the street and gets himself killed. He didn't die right away.
It was pretty quick.
They took him to the hospital. They sent him home. And he was hurt bad. his children brought him back to the hospital where he died. I don't know how he died and left all his money. He was going to take it with him.
The camera.
I know more
Wave,
than
something.
Hi.
Hi, you doing?
Grandma Stolove used to tell me things.
Should I take off my glasses?
Sure.
What did Grandma Stolove
Don't
do?
look like me.
Ah, there you are. Hello, in Florida.
Florida, I'm different.
Yes, that's right.
I can talk well, that's right. When Grandpa came to America when Dad was a year old, and she was left in Europe with a year-old baby, and she lived with his parents. And she struggled terribly. She used to bake bread, and at midnight she would go through the backyards because she wasn't allowed to do it. There were soldiers all over.
This is Dad's
And
mom.
Dad's mother.
Hmm.
To sell the bread. And in order to, that the soldiers shouldn't bother her, she used to give them bread. And she suffered. She suffered a lot. And she says Grandpa Stolove would send money to his mother, not to her, not to his wife. And when she would ask, you know, what he sent to her, so they would tell her it's none of her business. And she would go outside and cry. She had a very hard time those 10 years, very hard.
Nice family.
Yeah. His grandfather, if he was a baby, if he would go over to his grandfather to sit on his lap, his grandfather would chase him away. And she would take him and go out in the hall and cry. She must have shed plenty of tears in those 10 years.
So Dad was 11 when he
He
came
was
here?
11 years old when he came to America. And he went to school, and he made 8 years of public school in 4 years. He was smart.
I was smart then.
High school, college, he did it all. And he worked, got 2 jobs for over 30 years, and he never complained. Nothing bothered him, nothing hurt him. He just ran from one job to the other. Kept a roof over our heads. He really never complained. He never said he was tired or anything. He used to run from one job to the other. We lived in Borough Park, and he heard the train. We lived on 42nd Street, and he heard the trolley car, and he used to run to 39th Street and make it. Nothing was too much for him. I don't think you were even 2 years old then. Dad worked nights then. And he went up about 3 o'clock in the morning to eat. And some men got a hold of him, stopped beating him up.
Me?
Yeah. And they said, Hitler started it there, we'll finish it here. And how he got away from them, I don't know. We ran down the subway. And he came home, and he was so sick, he was throwing up. He called out Dr. Lieberman that time, and oh, he was so furious when he heard. And I wrote a letter to transportation that they shouldn't send him there anymore. It was in Forest Hills. And they changed his hours. They didn't send him there anymore. Kept company for 3 years. My grandfather wanted to know why we didn't get married.
Why?
And he came one day and he talked to Papa. Papa says, you can't make a living, they can't get married. So Grandpa says, I'll pay for the wedding. He wanted to see us get married. So got married 6 months after he died. And I guess 3 years is a long time to be to be engaged to keep company. We kept looking at, years ago they had these sets that you had on the dresser.
Yeah,
The mirrors and,
right.
you know, all that. So I thought he was going to bring me that. And he comes in and he's not carrying anything. And that was my birthday. I said, well, so he didn't bring me anything. Then he took out the ring. He shows me the box. I said, well, it must be empty. Wasn't empty.
It was a
It
ring.
was a diamond. Yeah, sure. I had the diamond. and you had it reset for me,
Hmm?
and you paid out your mother. All right?
Oh, you remember everything.
That's what you told me.
It's the truth, I remember it. I wouldn't make up a story.
I didn't expect the diamond because he wasn't working. We had a lot of nerve. We got married on nothing. He made he made $25 a week that time, and I made 15.
I think it was $23 and change in there.
No, you worked Freddie Jacobs when we got married, 25. But then you was out of work. When Herbert was on the way, he was out of work altogether. But we didn't tell my parents. He went away in the morning when he was working,
And where did he spend the whole day?
looking for work.
I thought I always worked for the subway.
Herbert was 3 months old when you got the job in the subway, but you were working for Al. We were so happy, $24 a week. And I was so happy he got the job. It was security. And then we took an apartment for $37 a month. And he made $24 a week.
Figure that one out.
Yeah. Then he started working for Al part-time, but he made $4 an hour. That's how money was. But you know how we shopped? Not like we shop today. We bought every day exactly what we needed each day. But everybody was hot up. You know, you weren't aggravated about it or anything. We got along. We had I think we still had a set of encyclopedias.
Phone
Those
can
little
wagons.
books? And I used to put in, this is for rent, a few dollars for rent, a few dollars for electric, a few dollars for, that's how we lived. And then some years later, Grandma Stolove says to me, do you still do that? I said, no, I don't do it anymore. But for a long time, that's how we lived. At the end of the week, I'd come out with $2, sometimes $6. We just can't fathom the way we lived. When I was pregnant with you, I didn't have a new dress or any maternity clothes. I wore my mother's dress. And when Burton was on the way, I had 2 hooverettes, what they call that time.
Hooverettes.
Hooverettes, you know what that was?
Yeah, they tied around
Yeah,
each other.
I had 2, I'd wash one and wear one, and that's how I went through the 9 months.
With the Herbert Hoover.
Yeah, Doris, she rest in peace, gave me a maternity dress. But you know, you weren't unhappy about it or anything. That was life for everybody. We were all the same boat. Lived with my parents for 10 years. That was a hoot. Oh boy, I think I could write a book. Do something. The way we were living was terrible. Herbert was 13. We had the bar mitzvah in the house.
120 Day Hill Road.
Yeah. I like that house. Got a lot of memories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when we first moved in, Sarah gave me a 5-pound box of candy that her sister gave me. And you know, the pantry had slats. And I went to get candy, and the box was full of ants. I had to throw away the 5 pounds of candy. But then Hearn closed it up. That was very convenient, that pantry. It was wonderful. Yeah.
There's Evan, and there's...
This is for Grandpa.
Oh,
What are we doing?
Emma. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Jake. Hi.
Don't forget Grandpa's balloon.
And here's Grandpa.
Just the opposite.
What do you mean? This is it?
Blondie.
You like this one?
Dad.
Like your kids.
Yeah.
Never.
This one was a blonde, would you believe it?
Sure, I remember.
Go ahead, boy.
And then what happened?
Something?
I mean, what's going on? Yeah, I bleached my back some tennis. Successfully. I'll go in next year.
You going in?
The flared bottoms and everything.
Is that the consensus?
Here we are at the party. With Grandpa. Hi. Oh, here's Lorraine and Jared. How you doing? This is Jared. This is Tracy. Bert. Tracy's parents. Hi. Hi. Hello, sweet. Hi.
I gotta get my camera.
That is beautiful. Oh, that's so nice. It's Jake.
Just have to get his thumb out of his mouth.
Oh.
How old is he?
Yes, Tracy's mother and father.
They're like a week apart. Do you remember them?
Jay.
Hi, Kyle.
He's ready to eat.
Is Kyle.
Ready to eat, huh?
Is Lauren.
It's lunchtime.
What are you waiting for?
Even four would be okay.
Give Jake five. Give Jake five.
The one that's stuck in the mouth. Four is only
Hello, Jay. Hello.
You say thank you.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
No, I'm locking him up.
Kyle, you don't
Okay, Lauren, say bye-bye. I'll give you some juice and get in the car.
6 months old.
Haven't any more swimming?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she wants to go swimming every night.
I know. I know.
Thank you. Take care. It's good to see you.
Bye.
Bye, Kyle.
Have a nice trip home.
Nice to see you.
Bye, Mark.
Where's my dribble diaper?
Say bye, Lauren.
Uh-oh, the
Mark, where'd you
triple
put my dribble
diaper.
diaper?
Might be on the couch.
There. Go outside. Get juice in the car.
Actually, Mark, I don't want to use that one. It's gross.
Riding room, why don't they let me get around? Have the envelope? Okay, and here we are at the fabulous dinner. Everybody's going to have some wonderful things. The entire clan coming from the west, from the north, and from the south. Considering all the situations here and the world situation, the philosophicals, Plato was able to come, the Saratoga contingent.
And all the singing.
We had 250 voices, all singing the same word. It was fabulous.
The Jews of Spain became incredibly successful. The Jews of Spain managed to live in Spain for hundreds of years. The Jews of Spain managed to achieve the level of Secretary of State. Does that sound familiar? And yet, of course, when it was convenient, the Jews of Spain were expelled. Those Jews who managed to stay on, whether they were Moranos, secret Jews, or whether they were, in fact, not secret Jews and had been willing to assimilate and become Uncle Tom, so to speak, they were tortured on the rack by evil people like Torquemada, who 500 years later still has apologists in the intellectual elite universities. I hope that you know what I'm talking about. And so this Kaddish is, of course, for those Jews who didn't make it, and the entire culture of our people. If you really want to know the story of Europe, the Jews of Europe were doomed a long time ago. It wasn't only in Germany. The Jews of Europe were doomed when the British, over the last 700 years, wouldn't allow Jews in the country for 500 of the last 700 years. Or the French deported the Jews before the SS even requested them to deport the Jews. So this Kaddish is not only a Sephardic Kaddish, but a Kaddish that should speak to all the martyrs of our people over the last hundreds of years, which only brings us to the reason that we need to remember how much we have to fight for this state that we have. The state of Israel that we celebrate the 50th anniversary of now, and of course, some of you have heard me say it's not the 50th anniversary of the state, It's the 50th anniversary of the fulfillment of a 2,000-year-old dream. And in those 2,000 years, God knows, we tried to fit in everywhere. And sometimes we succeeded for a short period of time, but there's only one country, this country, great US of A, that still has allowed us to make our contribution. In fact, this is the country that loves us so much, the assimilation rate is so high. It's because they love us, and they give us an opportunity. But we should remember our past, so we're not doomed to repeat it.
This is Marina's opening, Levi's opening. Here she is, coming out of the house.
Hi.
Hi, today's your opening.
I guess.
Okay, this is Marina's reception, art reception. Her photography on the wall. This is the Student Center for Art. And some of her photographs. Her photographs, senior year of art, her senior projects. This is the reception. Hello.
How's it going? This is my friends Molly and Jessica.
Hi.
My special friend Lauren. And there's Caleb. And Vance. Yeah.
Perhaps some music.
See something? Soft.
Safta is taking your picture. Safta's taking it now. Oh, here comes the whole band. The band is coming. The band is going. Here.
Hi, Jake.
Jake, you want to wave to Safta? Safta.
Jake Marbushi. Lauren is sleeping over.
Very
I know
good.
how. I know how. Well, look what I taught in camp.
Yeah? Very good. David or something else? Look at Safta's doing. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Let's go outside to the museum.
Okay. You're at Mom's birthday party. Oh, there you are, the balloons.
Oh, say that.
Say thank you. Here's Mom. 85th birthday party. Oh, there's Jared and Kyle. They're here. There's Brenda.
Sit there.
Mark.
And either you sit here or sit
Karen.
Go ahead, Mark. Sit.
They're at Applewood. Mom lives.
Yeah, it's right here.
Going to direct. Evan.
There's one chair.
There's Mark. Jerry. Oh, there's Lauren. There's Lauren.
Kyle, why don't you come over here and then scooch around.
I'm gonna eat steak.
I can tell.
We're good.
Oh, there's Jake playing. Oh, goodness.
That's it.
I don't know what or what.
There's Jake.
Thomas? Okay. Thomas,
Jake is 2 years old. Yep, there he is.
Careful, watch the so good.
Your mouth is
Watch
Now Kurt and Herb are dressed alike. It's so cute. So unusual. They had time to ask each other what to wear today.
Birthday girl. Just that you should keep on smiling.
Right.
Yay, Grandma.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
For she's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. That nobody can deny.
Nobody can deny.
Nobody can deny. Bum bum. She's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. What have you got to say?
Happy that everybody's here.
That's for sure.
People I love are here in this room.
That's
That means
wonderful.
everything to me.
Yeah. Looking good. Looking good.
Lauren has a red balloon.
No, I did.
Red balloon.
I was putting in your room.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What's that?
Do it for Mom. Kyle, look at me. Hey, hey, hey.
Where's the cake?
Sitting on the front mark.
Hey, want me to sign off?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to send us to Grandma? I can take a picture of you and Grandma?
Yeah.
Those are the two brothers dressed alike. There they
We're
are.
not dressed alike.
Can you get out?
Very good.
You think you can fit in that?
Belongs to you?
You think you can fit in that? You think it's gonna
Gotta
move
have
that?
that
Did Jimmy play with the ball?
little scene.
This way, but the string has to move this way, Laura. Good. Grandma. Hello. And Lauren. Smile.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Grandma.
Stand up straight, you're leaning over this way. There you go. Now you're like listening.
Hard to take a picture, huh, Karen?
Yeah, you can get it.
Not easy.
Not easy.
You can get it. Go ahead.
But to catch the perfect moment.
Go by the balloon side.
Wind it up again?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. James, wind it up. You can wind it up. So you can turn this side up.
Anybody want to take to Grandma and her son? This is the time.
Purple.
You can sleep all the way home.
Well, Mom wants one.
You want a picture?
Perfect.
How do we do this?
Children.
We can like.
You know how to fight, you have no camera.
One more?
Okay.
You got it?
Is your lens open?
Oh, is everybody
It
there?
was.
Did everyone get it?
Happy boy.
No real nice.
All right, I think they wanted to give us coffee. They were, she was in.
We can take that in.
Ooh, pictures. Ooh.
Chase.
Oh.
My mother.
What did you get?
I'm very old.
Oh.
Same brand.
Daddy, the green one's Mom.
That was like one of the first photo photos.
Yeah, I love it though.
Great.
Daddy, it's supposed to Daddy, see the green
The
one.
green one? Okay.
Somewhere on your dress. Yeah, I think so.
One velvet
It was alright, actually.
Here we are in the apartment.
Hey, Lauren, you want in?
Lots of balloons. For sure.
No? I'm trying to pull my kids to
I'm trying to watch Grandma.
Hey,
I'm in the way.
On the bed or someplace.
The red balloon's for Grandma.
Okay.
For Grandma, these are for me.
All right. No, Jamie's turn. Oh, Jamie, you want to give her that one? Okay. Okay. Not yet, one at a time. Give her
She'll be really confused when it's time.
That's ours. We want to give it to you. We have two.
Grandma gets her,
We have two presents, I guess.
Yes. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
that's still maybe the
This is from Rena.
Right.
Thank you, Rena. That's wonderful. Rena, thank you.
Hey, Kyle.
Beautiful.
Oh, you open my card. And then you're gonna open the present?
Oh, you're tough, Jamie.
This present's from PJ. And I'm working on Lauren's, so. I had some problems.
You never know.
I'm trying to take a picture. Oh, I thought, okay.
Now Jamie's confused.
Look at you, Kyle. Oh, this is a picture.
Is it a new picture?
That's from Jake.
Oh, what a nice idea.
I'm on the chair.
Okay.
That is great.
Kyle, well, you hit mommy in the face.
My mom is the revolution figure.
That's adorable. So cute.
He was online and I'm going.
Did you write a whole poem, Mom? We have a whole poem on Mom wrote a whole poem for you. Yeah, your mother's good.
Look at mine.
Yeah, yours is good.
Open this.
Should read it, Mom.
Is it a picture?
Not on Grandma's lap. You're so afraid you're going to be the picture. I know. Yeah.
Stick it on
How
tape.
did you video?
All right, there you go. There's a solution. Jamie, be careful.
Okay. Could you guys go over there so I can get? Yeah. Why don't you go over by the bathroom?
All right, you mentioned the bathroom.
Hey, look, Mom, there is one here.
All right. You should make a hat for Mom. Right.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is beautiful.
Enjoy it. That's from us. Yeah.
Can I have another birthday next week?
That's right.
Rosalind is treating her right into your face. Like,
Another?
there you go. There you go. Good job. That's really pretty.
I want you to play on a car.
What's what?
Wear it in good health and enjoy and for all wonderful times.
Thank you, Dawn.
Happy birthday. Enjoy everything.
You okay? Just pretend.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, who's looking for whom?
Hello, say happy birthday, Grandma.
Say happy birthday, Grandma.
Can you say happy birthday? Yom Huledet Sameach. You're not gonna sing?
No singing? No singing? Oh.
Sameach.
He's retired.
Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday, Grandma. See, I say it.
Yeah.
I'll be good and say
I know, Mommy.
Take your thumb out of your
On the way
mouth.
back.
Hi.
What did you say?
Jake's not in the best mood today.
No.
He's on antibiotics.
I know. Oh, hello everybody. This is Grandma's birthday, 85th birthday, and it's been very good. It's been a lot of fun. We've been enjoying. Right here in Apple, eating in a